I'm an unprofitable day trader, and this is usually how I spend most of my day. Enjoy the video.
Good morning. It is currently 6:12 in the morning. Make that 6:13 now. And basically, we're going to be day trading the stock market today. So yeah, we've got a 0.84 gap to the downside. We're laying pretty low on weekly VWAPs. And I'll just show you the chart real quick. That's the 1 minute time frame. And that's the 5 minute right there. But basically, I'm taking calls. Yesterday I took calls and it was doo-doo. Markets just dumped all the way down. There's a couple reasons why I'm taking calls today. One, I think it'd be a price correction from yesterday's large movement to the downside. Two, I think there's gonna be a gap fill. And three, if we stay at this opening spot, we're at second deviation VWAP. I feel like that's enough pressure to go back up towards regular VWAP. So we're taking calls. Yeah, that's basically it. I'll catch you when I have trade results. Today's gonna be a boring day. It's Thursday. I don't got much going on today. I literally have nothing going on today. So I'll catch you all when we got trade results. Peace.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Chat, I don't get it. 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 I lost again. Yeah, this is the trade on the screen. You'll probably see how freaking sad this is. But basically, I got wicked out immediately. Literally, I don't know what it was. My stop loss literally was liquidity. I couldn't have set it, like, I couldn't have set my stop loss at any lower than what the level it was gonna bounce at. And if it were to just stay in the position, it would have just hit take profit. So I'm genuinely just at a loss for words right now. This sucks. I'm sucking at trading, throwing my money away. This sucks. But here's the thing, because I'm not going crazy too high in position sizing each day, it wasn't that bad of a loss. It still sucked, and I still lost about 30 bucks, but I'm not really happy because at the end of the day, I need to be winning trades. I don't have many trading days left in the week. I don't have many trading days left before I can just deem this strategy a bunch of BS. So, I want to say this is going to work. Like, I back test it a little bit and every single day, and I see that, hey, it worked on that day, it worked on that day, it worked on that day. I don't know. It's sucking. It's really sucking. Yeah. I'll do the trade review later, but I'm pissed. And I think the only thing that'll make my life a lot happier right now is an iced vanilla latte from Roast Republic Coffee. So I'm going to go grab myself a coffee. And honestly, I think I'm just going to take the day to relax. There's lots of the days this week during my spring break I haven't really relaxed. I've been grinding on YouTube, grinding on trading, and doing content for like a couple other things. But I haven't really spent a day just to grab a latte and sit down and just relax. So I'm going to do that. So yeah, let's rock. Yeah. All right, chat, here's what we got going on. I've got leftovers that I'm eating for lunch real quick, and then I'm going to shower, and then I'm going to do this trade review. So, simple as that. Also, staying hydrated, drink your water. Got like a pint here, so yeah, grow up time.
12 seconds later.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are live for today's trade review. And in short, today sucked. Let's just quickly go over what happened. And basically, I'm going to show you guys that volume catching, which is the base of the strategy, we're catching volume, going up or down, usually in the sense of a gap fill or VWAP retraction. Catching volume sometimes bites you in the ass. Here's why. We opened today, 6:30 a.m., at 568.72. No, we opened today at 567.2. Basically, the gap was a 1.3 size gap. So if the gap were to fill immediately, I'd probably net somewhere around 50-60%, so not that much. Now, we opened below the second deviation, so what that means is that there's like a 97% chance that price will actually start acting. Well, no, the whole entire idea is that let me rephrase myself. The whole entire idea is that 97% of all price action lies above that second deviation of lower VWAP. So what does that mean? I presumed that we were going to head up immediately. And if you look at the whole entire trade that happened, it did end up going back up. Except within the first 10 minutes of the market, we ended up seeing a pretty hard push down towards my stop loss, to where my stop loss basically was liquidation. Like literally, you could not have drawn out a perfect bounce than my stop loss, which just royally sucks. And price ended up rallying back up towards my original take profit line. Yeah, we were just we're pretty upset with this one. Did the gap fill? Yes. Did it fill immediately? No. And did I get stopped out before the take profit was hit? Yes, very quickly. Yeah, this is just unfortunate. I want to say that I'm not gonna. Here's the problem with this: is that I'm not gonna move my stop loss anywhere. 50% is super large of a stop loss anyway, and if I were to see that we were at third deviation, I'm not staying in that trade, because if you see the previous day, it was hanging around third deviation almost for 4 hours. Who's to say that if it were to even reach third deviation that it would continue to go down? Shoot, based on yesterday, I'd probably think it would continue to go down. But we ended up bouncing freaking immediately. So it's kind of just one of those situations that sucks. Can't do much about it. So price ended up reaching a top of 570.9 and then ended up coming back down towards normal VWAP. And we actually didn't leave the first deviations of upper or lower VWAP. We kind of just stayed in this VWAP line, which, if you're trading micro contracts that are somehow more volatile than 0 DTEs that can actually catch us, you could probably trade these really well. Like when you're in these situations where you can just bounce off top, bounce off bottom, bounce off VWAP, you could probably predict those pretty well. Like with an RSI and a VWAP and just looking at candles, you could probably figure it out. So yeah, this just sucks. And then price ended up closing at 567.18, so pretty mid. In terms of direction of the market today, it was very sideways. But if you look at the first hour of the market, you could see where traders make their money and see where volume is usually caught. Volume is usually caught within the first hour and a half of the market, and I was killed. In short, I was killed. Yeah, the strategy didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. Did the gap fill? Did it come back over to previous close VWAP? Yes. Did it follow the trends? Kinda, but it just sucked for me. And at the end of the day, I have nobody to blame but myself, because I'm competing against a market. I'm not competing against one-on-one. I'm not competing against 1-on-5. And I'm not competing team versus team. I'm competing me versus the market. And market beat me today. Sucks. Nothing I can do about it, but move on with it. In terms of the daily time frame going into Friday, we are in an uptrend. We're in like a 2-week long uptrend, coming back after a month-long downtrend. So if we continue to see upward movement, that'd be great. But we are also reaching like the point of like, oh, will this trend line break? So we'll see what happens. I'm not a macro trader. I don't swing trade at all. I know that my long-term positions are not doing too hot right now, but it is what it is. I think at the end of the day, if you can just take these days on the chin and move on with it, you're fine. These types of days are what makes risk management and discipline and position sizing really important, because I'm now a good amount of days in a row in a red, and it's kind of giving me flashbacks of when I was trading 25% of the account per trade, and so yeah, it's kind of scary being this far down, but I just got to make sure that I stay disciplined in my position sizes and I don't get greedy, and that if I see a good setup, I'm not going to throw my whole account into it. I just got to climb a ladder, and then if I get knocked down, I'll climb again. And I got a lot of climbing to do, but we're going to grow this account eventually. Eventually, we will. The account is currently sitting at, I don't even know what the account's sitting at. Let me check. Yeah, the account's currently sitting at 230. So we've got 2 trades to make up. Well, if I win tomorrow's trade, it will be whoa. If I win tomorrow's trade, we'll be at break even, which sucks. But you know, if I lose tomorrow's trade, I'll be a whole trade's profit worth of money down. Yeah. So hopefully we can continue to see growth. Obviously, we're not in a current stable growth pattern, so I feel like that's kind of just what's gonna happen in terms of this small account. We're gonna see 4-day spurts of green and then 4-day spurts of red, and ultimately, it's as long as I stay disciplined in my position sizing, I should be all right. It's kind of one of those things where it's like you have to take your red days and take your green days and move on. You can't use previous days to influence your position sizing for the next day, because at that point you're gambling. I made a video on it somehow justifying it, but I made a video on a martingale strategy that could work if your tested strategy is above a certain % win rate. And if you're going to change your position sizing based on anything that has to do with previous performance, you're gambling. Now, is it gambling if it's a 1,000% like tested, and like you've tested thousands of entries and tested thousands of trades and seen the statistics behind it, and then you go based on performance and you have enough capital to be financially smart with it? Like, if you have enough capital to be risking 1% and you have that much data, go ahead. At that point, that's your like study that you're doing. But I'm trading a $300 cash account and trying to grow it towards freaking generational wealth. Like, that's gonna happen. But it's one of those things where it's like, know what you're actually dealing with. Like, come to reality, come to your senses, and know what you're trading. You're trading a market that is unpredictable, and today, losing, it feels like it's unpredictable, but it also feels super predictable. I saw the gap, I traded the gap, and the gap filled. I saw the trade today, and I saw that we were in second deviation VWAP, and we ended up coming back to normal VWAP, and ultimately the market just had a different plan for me. So yeah, gonna take this one on the chin and get ready for tomorrow. Gonna take notes of this trade, and then we're gonna get back at it tomorrow. Little channel update, currently at 641 subs, and we're closing in on the 1,000 watch hours. We're at 983, so that'll be cool to hit. Other than that, I hope you all trade well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.